Today I'm working on upgrading my teleprompter. This is my old teleprompter, which was made using a computer screen. It's quite outdated. I originally got the screen from a pawn shop, and the rest of it was constructed using cardboard, tape, and hot glue. These materials were measured and cut with a fine knife blade. The glass used came from a picture frame I bought at Dollar Tree. The cords were connected to my computer. However, as you can see, this setup is very bulky, overly heavy, and unnecessarily complicated to use. Today we are using an iPad, a 1/2-inch board, and a 2x4 with 45-degree cuts. These are literally scrap pieces I had left over from another project I've been working on. Hint, hint. I've already marked everything that needs to be cut to size. Everything is measured, including the 45-degree angle triangles we have here, as well as the inside area where the iPad will be placed. Alright, we got the pieces cut and it looks great. I initially wanted to use this side of the board, but now I'm thinking about using the other side because it's much cleaner and I wouldn't have to sand off the glue. Although, it doesn't really matter which side I choose. I'll stick with this side since it's already marked. We have the measurements and all we need to do now is ensure there's enough space for the iPad to fit properly. The frame also needs to be placed correctly, along with the 45-degree angle triangles. Now that we have this piece ready to go, it looks like the white part of the board was meant to be the inside, so we'll keep it on the inside. We want the bottom to sit flush so it can lean perfectly against the 45-degree blocks. Once we glue it, it'll be secure. Look at that. It's coming together nicely and has a clean, minimal design. There's one important step left. Marking the frame's placement. While it won't be perfect because the frame is slightly pushed back, we need to mark it to determine where the line crosses at 45 degrees. This is critical for aligning the blocks perfectly. I've decided the placement will be just here, where it aligns with the 45-degree angle. Now that I have the exact placement, I'll mark the blocks, one here and one there. To avoid confusion, I'm marking X's on the blocks to remember which side goes where. It's a woodworker habit. With this marks, we'll know exactly where the blocks and frame will go. These lines will guide us as we drill and glue everything securely from the bottom up. Alright, we are able to secure the back with just one screw each. It was very simple. It didn't need to be overdone with multiple screws. Now, the next thing we need to address is that the piece slides off, as you can see. To fix this, I'm going to add a reinforcement piece of wood here. Once we glue it, all we'll need to do is insert it, secure it with glue, and it will stay in place. This will create a perfect 45-degree angle and we'll be able to fit the iPad inside seamlessly. Alright, we got it done. I may have gone a little overboard with the screws and nails. One nail didn't go through properly and the piece was flimsy, so I added a few extra. Remember to pre-drill everything if you want to save the MDF boards from potentially tearing apart. And look at this, I accidentally put it in the wrong spot. Wow, amazing, right? But no biggie, it was an easy fix. I just removed all the nails, they came out really easy, repositioned everything and secured it again with screws. Now it's perfect. Check this out. Ready for it? Bada bing, bada boom. It's flawless. You know, it could also double as a tablet holder. Of course, that's not what I designed it for, but look at that. It works. And there it is, looking perfect. Plus, it's way lighter now. It still has a little weight, around 2.5 pounds or maybe closer to 5, but overall it feels like 2.5. The great thing about this setup is that it's surprisingly strong, even though it doesn't have full support all the way to the top. It's sturdy enough for its purpose. Of course, we're not planning to put anything heavy on it, just a simple black cloth to create the reflection needed as the screen projects from here to there. As you can see so far, it looks amazing. This is perfect for teleprompter practice, like reading scripts for YouTube videos. It's functional and looks fantastic. We could start reading from it right now and make it work seamlessly. Now, you might be wondering, what about the sides? Won't light get through? My solution is simple. Just drape a piece of cloth over it and it works perfectly. Sure, I could add foam board or other materials to block out the light completely, but honestly, a cloth is enough. I don't want to add unnecessary strain to the structure since it doesn't have full support. If needed, I could screw or glue something in place for extra stability, but that's more of a personal preference. For now, the cloth does the job well, making it easy to read while keeping everything light and practical. Alright, so the idea is to position the teleprompter in a way that it can be easily seen and read once a cloth or similar covering is draped over it. As you can see, the cloth would help block out light while the camera is positioned behind the teleprompter. The goal is to set it up so someone can read from it while being recorded. I'm still working on how to adjust the cloth to allow the camera to fit properly. One option is to build side supports, or I could simply use a tripod positioned behind the teleprompter, ensuring it's covered while recording. Another idea we're considering is modifying the stand. We could either cut the base to size or attach a screw adapter here. By adding a wooden connector beneath the teleprompter, we can secure it in place to prevent movement. Once that's done, we can set up the tripod and safely mount the teleprompter on top. This setup would allow the tripod and teleprompter to work together seamlessly and securely. Alright, here we are. We've added some extra components to this setup, including sides made from 1/8 inch MDF boards. I realized it needed additional stability, so I decided to build sides for it. We cut them to size, and now we just need to check if they fit perfectly. And they do. The support is solid while still being lightweight. The main structure is made of 1/2 inch and 1/8 inch materials, keeping it really light. The white stud wood is also lightweight. The back panel is made of 3/4 inch MDF board, which is still light. The glass here is actually glass, while this other part is plastic. The foam board is extremely light, weighing about 1.5 to 3 pounds. Overall, the build feels light and practical, and here's how it looks. Now, let's see how it works with the iPad. The iPad fits nicely. It does stick out a bit, which I'm not entirely happy about, but it's fine. The iPad itself fits well, and the case adds a snug fit for protection. We've also added a plain cloth here, which works perfectly with the setup. The light is excellent, not bad at all. I'm even considering adding another piece of foam board here. The current glass reflects well, and if I put this piece in place, I could attach a small foam board to the back to cover it. The foam board would make it even lighter, and it would still look great. The final setup looks amazing. It's readable and works perfectly. A fantastic upgrade overall.